Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there? This is Christopher Leger with Show 1002, the rubberneck of talk radio. You all know how this show goes. We talk about things that make you say, I never thought about it like that before. But right now, we are in the midst of the political season. I like to say political season, make it sound like it's a game, but this is serious. It's 2019 coming up, and here in the city of Houston, we have our local elections coming up. Now, you know what I always say? I always say no matter what you do, get involved, get active, get out there in your community. That means for some of us, even at the lowest level, get out and vote. I know you all hear this 1,000,001 times. People say, get out and vote, get out and vote, get out and vote. That's the least you can do. Because if you don't vote, no one cares about what you think. No one cares what you say. There's this silent majority out there of people who go vote that you never know will go vote, right? You wonder why things are the way they are in this country, why nothing ever changes, is because some of us never go vote. There are blocks of people, groups of people that go out and vote all the time. They're called the silent majority. And unfortunately, that silent majority is not on some of our side. They may elect a candidate that you don't want to be in office, but if you stay home, you don't have a vote. With that being said, I'm inviting anyone, no matter what your political affiliation is, to come on Show 1002, because this is a voice for the people. It doesn't matter to me if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, Socialist, Communist. I ain't gonna say crazy, but that's for the host of the show. Whatever you are, whatever your political affiliation is, this show is open to you. All you have to do is contact me. Just go to show1002.com. All the information is there. With that being said, I have a special guest in the house. The guest today is Mr. Robin J. Anderson. He is a native Houstonian, and he has thrown his hat in the political ring. He's running for Houston City Council District B. That's right, this is Mr. Robin J. Anderson, candidate for Houston City Council District B. One thing us Houstonians have to remember is that our elections are always on an off year. You know, one thing about Houston, why things don't seem like they change in Houston, is because we get so wrapped up with voting for the president in these national offices every 4 years. But these offices always they always come in even years. But unfortunately, Houston, the city of Houston, our thing works on the odd number of years. So that's why we have a mayoral election coming up in 2019, right? This is 2019. It seems like it was for a mayor, not just mayoral, but city council and local elections. It seemed like it was, it seemed like 4 years ago was so long. Yeah. It's not. Like I tell everybody, you got to remember, 4 years, if you get paid once a month, 4 years is 48 paychecks. If you get paid twice a month, that's 96 paychecks. And I'm not going to try to be smarter than I am and try to figure out what it is every week. But like I say, 4 years is not that long, people. 4 years is not that long. That's only 96 paychecks before you have to decide the future of your community. And the future of your community starts at the local level. I always say this. We have to pay attention to the non-glamorous political offices. It's not always who's going to be the mayor. It's not always who's going to be the governor. It's not always who's going to be the U.S. senator, U.S. representative, or lieutenant governor. What matters the most is the people who run it for state senate, the people who run it for Houston City Council, and the people who are running for Harris County Civil Court Judge, the people who run it for district attorney. These are the ones that influence your day-to-day life more so than those national offices. But with that being said, I'm going to let my guest introduce himself and give us a little bit of his background. Mr. Robin J. Anderson, Robin J. Anderson?
Robin J. Anderson, yes, sir, yes, sir.
How you doing? Welcome to Show 1002.
Man, I appreciate the invite. I really do.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's definitely my pleasure. So I got a little bit of information from you myself. I looked you up, of course. Fortunately, if anybody looked me up, they might find me on World Star, but that's not me. But I see you, product of Acres Homes, father of 3. And so with those two, those are always the two most, I think that's the most important thing, being a father of 3. That trumps everything. So with that, what else about you? I know you got a lot of organizations you served in. It was a little bit about your educational background.
I attended Prairie View A&M. I majored in political science, minored in psychology.
Oh, that was my major in psychology. Okay.
Yeah.
My question is, what inspired you to run?
Wow. Well, I attended Prairie View A&M when I majored in political science. I had a professor. He was a ex-Black Panther. And he would always challenge me on different things and whatnot. And so he said, Robin, when you get this degree, what are you going to do? I was like, well, I want to, I really didn't know, 'cause I was a young teen, young kid. We don't know where we're going to go. But he challenged me, say, man, make sure and go back to your community. Make sure and go back to your community. And so from that, I've been in protests. I marched from Prairie View to Hempstead, Prairie View to Waller. They were trying to take the way to vote from the kids, the students there. So they couldn't vote because they said they are transient people, So, but the reason why I wanted to get into this type of race, because I was actually in the seats of the community asking our elected officials, hey, where's this money going? Why aren't we getting certain things? What's these? It's not getting done. What are we going to do? And some of the answers weren't coming to me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get involved. And here I am.
Right. Now you're running in District B. What are the boundaries for District B? Because I know sometimes we look at people running for city council, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. I think does it go higher than K?
I think it's to K. I forget, yeah.
Well, until the next census, they split it up. But what are the boundaries of District B?
So you have Acres Home, you have Fifth Ward, Cashmere, Pleasantville, Senegas, parts of the Northeast and like Scenic Wood. You have Greenspoint, you have Intercontinental Airport, you have a little smidget of Spring, and a little small smidget of the Woodlands.
Okay.
So it's pretty big.
Okay. So what's the demographics of it? What's the makeup of it?
The makeup is mainly African American and Hispanic. A little small smidget of Asian.
Okay. So what are, like for instance, now I want to know, what are some of the issues that's facing District B as they tie into the city of Houston?
Wow. One of the major issues that District B face is economic development. That's one of the main issues. Infrastructure, of course. And we have a real bad illegal dumping issue.
Okay.
Yeah, really bad illegal dumping.
Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Chris with Show 1002, the Rubberneck of Talk Radio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little break, and then when I come back from the other side of the break, I want to ask you the question about experience. This is a question that comes up because I know people always say, oh, this person here is ready to lead from day one. But I want to know what your definition of an experience and how that ties into public office.
Interesting.
And the reason why I ask that question is because I think the dynamic of experience has totally changed because of our current political environment. And
I agree.
I'm gonna keep it on the local level because I don't want to go national yet.
Right.
Experience, I don't think that's really a big argument anymore. So we're going to talk about that on the other side of the break. Hey everybody, this is Show 1002, the Rubberneck of Talk Radio. I'm talking to Mr. Robin J. Anderson, candidate for Houston City Council District B. All right, everybody, we are back. Once again, like I said, this is Show 1002, the Rubberneck of Talk Radio. I'm interviewing Mr. Robin J. Anderson, candidate for Houston City Council District B. Before we was on the other side of the break, I want to ask about experience. Now, we hear this thing about experience all the time, talking about this person's ready to lead from day one. I want to ask you, how many people are in your race right now?
Roughly 9 people.
Okay, 9 people. Is there an incumbent?
He's term limited. He's out.
Okay, so he's term limited. Now that there's 9 people. With 9 people in the race, the question is going to come up with the candidates with most money and experience. So define, what do you think makes for good experience when it comes to running for political office or serving in political office?
I think the experience should be a person that's grassrooted into the community, know what the needs are. Because if you don't know what the needs are, how can you help? So to me, that's the kind of experience you need to run for this seat. But City Council, I actually looked it up about 2 years ago, what the definition of what Houston City Council is responsible for. It says that it is responsible for adopting the budget, approving mayor appointees, levying taxes, and making or amending city laws, policies, and ordinances. So if you have a business, you can kind of figure out the whole levy and taxes thing. You know what I mean? Appointing the mayor appointees, that like for the committees, I guess. We can see, okay, this person, can he do this job to sit on the committee? I think I'm a pretty good judge of character. You know what I mean? But as far as city laws go, I haven't been in any type of law enforcement before, so I don't know how that goes. So it's always going to be a learning curve. I don't care who you are.
Right.
You got to have some kind of learning curve getting down low what it is. You know what I mean? So, but as far as experience go, I don't know how you can weigh that. You know, on somebody that's just coming in.
Yeah. Well, I think also, I think experience about passion. Because that's another question I want to bring up about passion. Now, what about let's say if you get elected to the seat. What about that passion? What about the fire in your belly that caused you to run? So how would you deal with becoming complacent in the office? Because sometimes when people run for office and they get elected, they get trapped by the power. And so a lot of times we find out why this candidate said they were going to do this, they were going to do that, they were a promising candidate, but they talked about changing the system, but then once they become responsible for the system and they can control the system. I'm not saying I'm trying to tap dance around this power corrupts type of thing.
right.
Tap dance around it, but how would you keep yourself grounded? That's what I'm saying.
Passion. I think we were talking before on the air, and I mentioned how I started this program called the Acres Home Tree Lighting Ceremony. Okay. So what that does is, to me, it galvanizes everybody in Acres Home, from the baby boomers all the way down to generation Y and Z, whatever it is. So to me, we keep this talking together. It keeps you grounded. It keeps everybody talking together. So it's holding me accountable. I got to keep this thing going, so because somebody's looking forward to this event. We give our free food, free toys. It's not for me. It's for the community. You know what I mean? So I actually helped City Gas, was one of the oldest black communities in Houston, start their first one last year. So I'm just duplicating the same thing, the same program in a sense, to galvanize people together. You know what I mean? And so that's my passion, is people.
Another question. I'm saying question like this is what I'm here to do. I'm asking questions on why I'm saying question. But now, when you get on city council, okay, this is your first time running for office?
I ran for precinct chair back in 2014.
Okay. But if you win, this will be the first time you've held office.
When I win, yeah. It'll be the first time.
When you win. How are you going to get along, or how are you going to be able to get things done and work with other city council members? Because there's behind the scenes, in front of the scenes. What is it about you that you're going to be able to work with them, come to negotiations and compromise?
That's a good question. It's all about relationships. That's it. Period. Point blank relationships. I know a few other council members on council already. Okay. So some of them had worked with me in some capacity when I was on the vice president for Acres Home Super Neighborhood. So I have some experience as far as relationship goes, as far as people. Yeah. So I think I'll be okay.
All right. So it's not like you're a political novice. I think that sometimes people get it confused. They think that people that are running for office for the first time, or they haven't won or served in office before, they tend to think that these people are political novices. Right. But to me, the person that wins the election is sitting in the seat. That's just it. The person just sat in the seat. They won the election. But once you win the election, then the hard work
comes. Real work starts. Right. I agree.
So the question is, now, how are you going to go? How you feel about going from a person who's going to be the one highlighting the problems to the one that's going to be blamed for the problems if it goes wrong?
That's a good question, man, because I think that's what the mayor's going through now. To me, I don't mind being held accountable. I would like to have all the answers, but really, truth be told, the answers in the people. So me, I'm really supposed to help push the agenda of what the district needs. I'm not the Messiah. You know what I mean? So I'm just here as a tool to help get things done.
Okay. All right, everybody. Once again, you're listening to show 1002. I'm your host, Christopher Leger, and this forum is open to anyone running for political office, because no matter what, these airwaves or the internet, this is yours. This is for the people. So if you want to come on the show, just go to show1002.com. Send me an email or text or whatnot. Your voice will be heard. Right now, I'm interviewing Mr. Robin J. Anderson. What does the J stand for?
When I win, I'll let you know.
Oh, you'll let me know?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Robin J. Anderson. You don't want to do something fancy with it, like change it to R.J. Anderson? Because some people, like my name is, I'm going to edit this part out, but my full name is Christopher Eugene Leger. So if I ever get any type of respect or dignity, I'm gonna change it to C.E. Leger. You know what I mean? So I know you want to change yours to R.J. Anderson, like Robin Anderson better. Robin J. Anderson. Okay.
Yeah, Robin J. kind of like it flows. Robin J. Anderson.
Right.
You know, so yeah.
All right, everybody. We're gonna take a quick break, and then when we come back from the break, I want to ask you. I want to ask you pretty much about what's some of the things that you want to work on. What's some of the pressing issues as far as District B goes, and some of the solutions you're going to have to dealing with them and solving them, and other like another citywide issue dealing with the city. All right, everybody, show 1002. We'll be back in a minute with Mr. Robin J. Anderson, candidate, Houston City Council, District B. All right, everybody, we are back. This is show 1002, the rubberneck of talk radio. Y'all know where to go. Go to show1002.com. Okay, I want to ask you before, what are some of the issues, once again, that are prescient in District B, and some of the things you want to work on, things that you want to do?
The main thing is we want to get some more viable businesses in there. You know, we got to get some kind of economic development. Once you get the money and currency flowing, and everything else kind of changes, you know. Also, the illegal dumping, we got to take care of that, because I think illegal dumping and the trash is what's causing a lot of business not to want to come in there, because hey, well, this area looks bad, you know. So, but I think, you know, with the city going through what they're going through, it's going to be hard to kind of to monitor that. So that's how we get the community involved. You know, to me, I think the lack of pride is what's been happening with District B and Acres Home, Fifth Ward. Lack of pride. I think once you build the pride, everything else comes in. Everything else that falls in place.
Okay. What are some of the other organizations you worked with? I know you mentioned about Acres Homes, but I saw on your website you do work with kids and clean up in the community. Actually, clean up the community. Yeah.
I've worked with how many people? I've worked with, like, recently I worked with Unity as well. Shout out to Pop Darby, John and Sally out there, Tierra White. They go to different communities. Like, they were in Third Ward last weekend on Live Oak. They clean up out there. I couldn't make it. I had to work. They were in Acres Home a couple weekends before that. I work with GCCSA, Gulf Coast Communities. I'm the treasurer, board member of that. I sat on Super Neighborhood, the vice president of that for like 4 years. I was in COBRA, National Coalitions of Blacks and Reparations of America. So I've done a whole lot, man. You know what I mean? It kind of got me to the point to where I'm at now.
Okay. All right. Now, here's a question I want to ask.
Okay.
If you're elected to office, will you have the courage to go against, let's say, for instance, to vote your conscience and not all the time what the voters want? Because the reason why I'm asking this question is because sometimes I think a lot of reasons why we don't get things to change is because we get people elected to office who follow the polls. They vote whatever the polls tell them to vote. And this is my personal soapbox. Then we don't need anyone to sit in an office if all they're going to do is just vote whatever a poll tells them to do.
Right.
Another person sitting in office, whether it's local, state, or national, is a representative, supposed to be representing the people. But just because you represent the people don't mean you have to not use your better judgment. So will you, if it comes up to play, if you have to break with the voters on an issue, would you be able to do that?
My integrity won't let me do it. You know, because the people, they put me in office to be that representation, to put forth the agenda, what they need to get done. So let's say something comes up, an ordinance comes up to where, you know, you can't sit on the curb, you know, after a certain time at night or something like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, that wouldn't make any sense. If it's my house, why can't I sit on the curb? So I would bring that to the stakeholders and say, hey, look, this is what came across my desk. What do you think? I'm gonna always resort back to who put me in office.
Right.
Yeah, my integrity won't let me do it.
All right. So I get that, but like my thing was, I'm thinking in terms of if a vote comes down, something that, like, would you protect the voters from themselves if they vote for something or they want something that in the long run will do them harm?
But see, I think with that, what you do is you educate the voters. You have to educate them. You have to say, look, okay, this in my personal opinion, I think this is how we should vote. But if you say this is what you want, then this is what it is. I have to go with what they say because this is what they want. But I will make sure and educate them on what the policy is or what comes down. Then we go back to the session and say, hey, okay, the stakeholders in my community say this is what they want, and this is what I have to go by.
All right, but now will you let them know the consequences on both the pros and the cons?
Of course,
because that's my thing. I don't think a lot of times that the people in office give us the pros and the cons.
Right.
We get, I'm for this, you're against it, but
Right.
sometimes neither one of them sees it from the other person's point of view.
I agree.
And they don't come to a compromise, because government's about compromise, and
Right.
sometimes you have to compromise.
Right.
All right. With that being said, I want to ask you. I want to definitely have you before we go out. I want to definitely have you give us your information on how we can reach you. But I got to ask this question. I ask this question of everybody running for office. Running for office is a very, very stressful thing, just running. Serving in office is beyond stressful. I don't know. I never served, but I just think it will. The question is, this might seem not right for me to ask you this right now, but the question is, if you get elected, you do know when people get elected, their hair goes gray, or it falls out.
Right.
Now you got one out of two.
Right.
So,
right.
do you want your hair back?
Right.
Because if you do,
it's not gonna work, huh?
you know,
well, hopefully my beard won't fall out, man.
Okay.
But I'm up for the challenge, man. I think that somebody has to do the job. My whole life has been built on challenges, man. You know what I mean? So it's nothing different, So I'm up for the challenge.
All right.
Definitely.
Look, what I always say is this: if your hair is gonna fall out from your job, running for office, or serving in office, you may as well cut it off.
Right.
But then again, how can we gauge how hard a person's working? Look at how much gray they have.
Right.
So
I got gray already, so yeah.
So if your beard turns powder white,
right,
we know you're not working.
Right, I'm working. Right.
All right. Well, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Robin J. Anderson, candidate, Houston Council City Council District B. I want to thank you for coming by. How can we get in contact with you, or where do we go to check out your campaign?
I have a website. That's www.robinjanderson.com. On Facebook, it's Robin J. Anderson. On Instagram, it's Robin_J_Anderson. And my email address is Robin, 4, the letter D as in dog, B as in boy, at robinfordb@gmail.com. That's what it is. Yeah.
Well, I definitely thank you for thank you for coming by. And like I say, I'm not gonna say I wish you the best of luck, but all I'm gonna say is keep doing what you're doing, because luck doesn't have anything to do with it.
That's true.
Luck would be if you put your name on the ballot and you sit at home.
Right.
And you get elected. How that happens.
That's
but
luck, yeah.
definitely do what you're doing. Keep being a part of the community. Get out there and run. Like I say, everybody say it's 2019. A lot of these incumbents are term limited. That means it's time for some new leadership.
That's right.
So, new leadership, and definitely take a look at the people who's already gray or bald, because they don't have nothing to lose. So definitely keep that. All right, everybody, this has been show 1002, the Rubberneck of Talk Radio. We're going to keep these candidates coming to you all. And if you are a candidate for office or a community activist or anything, you need to get your voice out or be heard, just go to show1002.com and all the information on there, what y'all need to do. Mr. Robin J. Anderson, we're going to know what the J means if he wins.
When I win.
When he wins. Okay, when he wins. We're going to know what the J is. We're
Yes,
going to know what the J is. For Houston City Council District B, that's Mr. Robin J. Anderson, Houston City Council District B. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. Talk to y'all next time.
Thanks for listening to show 1002, the Rubberneck of Talk Radio. Questions, comments, ideas. Check us out at show1002.com.